Hey, what's up? It's Luka and welcome to this video, yay! Today we're gonna be answering a bunch of questions that you guys have asked me on Instagram. I've always wanted to do that. I feel like a professional YouTuber now. So thank you guys for asking questions and participating, and yeah, it's making me very happy. Let's just get into the questions. I'm trying to go through as many as I can, but I don't want the video to be 1 hour long, so let's see. The first question is, how are you? Wow, that's a deep question to begin with. I don't know. I mean, right now I'm fine. It's Sunday. I went for a run. I had a really nice breakfast. Now I'm filming. But like overall, it's a weird time right now. Like it's December. It's gray. It's cold. All the Christmas markets are cancelled, and there aren't really that many things to look forward to right now. So it's a bit sad. But yeah, I'm good. What names did you like apart from Luka? Yeah, when I was choosing my name, there were a lot of names that were on my list, and I had that list for over a year. So it took me a long time to decide. I think there was like Marlon, Moritz, Felix, Elias. I don't remember the other ones. They were all pretty German names, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, I am German, so it's fine. But I like to travel a lot, and I'm probably gonna move abroad again one day, so I didn't want to have like this super German name. And also Luka was my favorite name anyways, and I think it suits me really well, and everybody else seemed to think the same, so it's good. By the way, I also made this whole video a few months ago where I talk about how I chose my name and the process behind it. So if you're interested in the whole story, you can check that out here somewhere, or here, I don't know, I'm new to this. Have you ever solved a Rubik's Cube? That's a cool question, because yes, I have. Technically, I mean, I used like a tutorial online how to solve it, and then I was going through this whole phase where I was obsessing with the Rubik's Cube. I think it was just a week or so, but I was trying to teach myself how to solve it without the instruction manual, and I think I lost patience, or I found some other interest to obsess over, so I don't think I've ever finished it, and I don't think I have one at home right now. Otherwise I would just obsess the whole afternoon trying to solve it. Do you like guys or women? Yeah, I like all people. I think the question is basically just what's your sexual orientation, and I don't think I've ever defined it like properly, because when I was like 18 or 19 I came out as not straight, and ever since I've always identified as not straight or queer or something like that. And in the beginning, after I came out, I was mostly dating women because I was terrified of men, and yeah, also I was still like presenting as a girl back then, so the idea of like me being like the woman in a heterosexual relationship was just not working with me. Wonder why? But it was never the problem that I didn't find men attractive. I find men very attractive, unfortunately. But it was just the fact that I couldn't imagine being the female part in the relationship with a man. So after I came out as trans and I transitioned, and like now everybody sees me as a guy, I'm okay with dating men as well. But I also like women, and I like non-binary people. I like everybody who is nice to me. No, but like seriously, gender doesn't really play a role for me. I just like the person, and I guess that's pansexual or bisexual. I don't care about the labels. I just like all kinds of people. And yeah, I think I've always felt that way, but especially transitioning has taught me that like gender is like such a weird concept, and it's not even real, and it doesn't say anything about the character of the person, or maybe that's just my personal experience, but like gender is like this really vague, stupid thing that I don't really care about. I mean, it's important, like I like to be seen as a guy and stuff like that, so it's a thing, but it's constructed, it's not real. So for me personally, it has shown me that gender is kind of irrelevant when it comes to the attractiveness of a person. For me, just for me. Please don't hate me. What's your favorite Starbucks drink? Fun fact, if you didn't know, I work part-time at Starbucks at the moment, and customers sometimes come up to me and ask me, hey, so you know this drink, like, is it good? Can you recommend it? And most of the time I just have to be like, sorry, you know what, I haven't actually tried the drink myself, but like it smells good. A lot of people buy it, so it should be good. Because usually I just drink a latte with oat milk, plain, simple, nothing fancy, no syrups, nothing crazy. And yes, I'm probably very basic as well, but I don't care. I like it. It's a good drink. Also chai latte. Chai latte is good, but less syrup than the standard version, because it's too sweet. I mean, I like sweet stuff in general, but I don't like my coffee sweet. Yeah, so that's that. The next question fits in very nicely, and that's, what's the hardest drink you've had to make make at Starbucks. None of the drinks are really hard to make, to be honest. You just like, if there's a new drink, you make it 2 or 3 times and then you got it. It's easy. Like all the drinks kind of have the same principle behind them, so it's really easy to learn how to make a drink, even if you don't really know how to make it yet. But there are some drinks that are really annoying to make, and that pisses me off sometimes. Especially frappuccinos, because you have to put like so many different ingredients in, and then you have to blend it and like kind of like decorate it, and it's annoying. Also, I don't get it. It's December right now, and there are still people coming into Starbucks ordering like fucking caramel frappuccinos like it's July. Like, what the hell? Sorry, I didn't mean to go on a rant. I just hate making frappuccinos, especially now that it's winter. Seriously, every time a group of like young people comes in and they order like 4 different frappuccinos, I'm just like, I'm so close to just throwing my apron on the ground and quitting right there and then, because it already takes so long to just make one of them. And if they all order the same frappuccino, you can just make them in the same blender, so it doesn't take too long. But if they order like 4 different ones, you just have to make 4 different drinks, and it's stressful because then the next customers come in and they have to wait super long for their drinks as well, and it's just stressing me out. Okay, enough about Starbucks. Let's move on to the next question. What's the most useless talent you have? Okay, maybe I can show you. I taught myself how to juggle when I was at school. I don't know why. It was probably just a phase, like the same as with the Rubik's Cube thing. So yeah, I can juggle. Let me show you. It's very useless because like, what am I gonna do with this talent? I can't do any fancy tricks with it, so it would look cool. I can literally just do this all day long, and I haven't done it in a while. It's kind of fun, but it's useless. What was your favorite travel destination of all the places you've been to so far? That is a very difficult question, and I think I'm just gonna name a couple of places because I can't decide. So after I graduated from high school, I went to New York, and that was kind of like a dream come true because I've had this poster of like the skyline of New York in my room for like 10 years, and then I was actually there, and that was so cool. It was also one of the first trips I did by myself, like without my family, and yeah, that was fantastic. And I also went to Japan with my brother a few years ago, and that was just, oof, that was just mind-blowing as well, because also something I've been dreaming about all my life, and that was, yeah, I had so much fun. We went to karaoke so many times. The landscapes were stunning, the food was really delicious, the people were really cool, and I just had so much fun. Yeah. Would you rather never go on a hike again or never go swimming again? This is evil, pure evil, because I really like the combination of going on a hike and then after that you go to a lake and just like jump in the cold water and you feel all refreshed and good, and it's so nice. Well, I think I would choose to never swim again because I like hiking more than swimming. I mean, swimming is nice, but yeah, hiking is more fun, I think. I don't know, but it's so hard. Do you feel safe coming out in Germany? Because personally, I don't feel safe accepted here. I think it's very tricky to answer that question for like the whole of Germany because there are so many different areas with different people, and yeah, it's hard to generalize. But personally, I feel very safe here. I live in Munich, by the way, and it's not like the most liberal city. That there are a lot of conservative people here, but like the environment I surrounded myself with, like my friends, I don't know, I went to uni here, so I think people at uni are generally more accepting than the standard population. Yeah, I think really it's just that personally I'm surrounded with mostly open-minded people, so obviously I feel comfortable coming out to them because I think that they would accept me. But I think under different circumstances I would feel terrified to come out as well. I think if you're queer anywhere in the world, you kind of have to work to create that environment around you that is safe and is accepting of you, and that can be really hard depending on where you live. What are you studying? I am not studying anymore, actually. I graduated last October and I was doing my master's in English linguistics, and it was a lot of fun. I had a great time. I love languages and just like learning basically the science behind all about like how language works in the brain and how it influences people and people's thought processes, and it's just very interesting. I can't really get a specific job with it, which is a little bit problematic, but yeah, it was fun while while it lasted. How did you start traveling Europe with your bike? I mean, that kind of sounds like I'm always traveling Europe by bike, like all the time, which I'm not. I only went on 3 like multi-day cycling trips so far. The first one was back in 2017 and I went to Amsterdam with my girlfriend back then. And the reason was pretty much just that we were broke students and we couldn't really afford to go on a proper holiday. We literally just borrowed like my brother's and my mom's bike, and then we got some like old cycling bags from my dad and just like a tent that we found in the basement somewhere. So that was pretty adventurous, but it was a lot of fun. And then the other 2 cycling trips I did with my brother, and both times we went to Italy and it was really cool. I was prepared more and I have a better bike now, and yeah, you just have to get started somewhere. That question is really funny. What is the furthest you have traveled for a date and how did it go? Okay, I don't know if it was a date, like a proper like romantic date, but one time I met up with this guy I knew only from the internet, and I think I traveled for like almost 3 hours by train. So I went there in the morning, traveled for 3 hours, and then in the evening I went back for 3 hours. So in total I was traveling like 6 hours, and he was kind of just showing me around his hometown, and we walked like a million steps, and we had some really nice pizza. He paid for my pizza because I came all the way there to see him, and we got some ice cream, and it was kind of chill, like it wasn't life-changing, and we haven't seen each other ever since. So I guess it wasn't that great, but I wouldn't say I regret it. It was still like a nice day out or whatever. What do you do if you can't run in the winter? I usually still run in the winter. It has to be like very, very cold for me to like not want to go on a run. And I think if you have the proper equipment, it's fine. Like I have some really sexy running leggings and like jackets. It's fine. You get warm once you run. Obviously, if there is a snowstorm, I'm not gonna go for a run, but that very rarely happens here. So yeah, I'm good. How is your mental health? Honestly, not that great. I think I always get seasonal depression or something similar in the winter, like November and December. Like every year, they're always really hard for me, and there are also a lot of things going on in my life right now that I don't really have any control over, and that's stressing me out. Generally, I'm not that great, but I'm working on it. I'm like trying to have a routine every morning, and I'm trying to journal, and I've started reading more instead of watching Netflix all the time. So I'm trying to like make myself feel comfortable, so I'm enjoying myself more. And on some days it's working and I'm fine and I'm having fun, it's okay. But then on some other days I feel really unmotivated, and it's like really hard to get myself to do the things I actually want to do. And yeah, it's not optimal, but I'm working on it. What is your type? What kind of people do you like? Honestly, I don't think I have a type. I think if I was 5 years younger, I would have said like, oh, I only like people who don't like me back. That used to be a very quirky thing to say, and I think it was honestly kind of true for me. Like I think I was setting myself up for failure in dating intentionally. I don't want to get into this right now, but basically I don't think I have a type right now. I think I am attracted to people who are very different from me, because I think if we're just the same, that's very boring. So I like people where I can learn new things and grow as a person. And obviously they shouldn't be like super different. Like the basic core values that we both share should still be the same, but personality wise I like people who are different from me. Oh, and I like Harry Styles a lot. He's very much my type. If anyone knows anyone who knows anyone who knows Harry Styles, please get in contact with me, thank you. What's your favorite drink? My favorite drink is Paulaner Spezi. If I'm ever gonna do like a product placement in a video, it's gonna be Paulaner Spezi. But I don't think they need to pay like influencers to like advertise their drink, because everybody's already buying it anyways. In the summer, sometimes when I try to buy Spezi at the supermarket, it's literally sold out because it's so popular. So I don't think they need me to advertise it, but like I would do it for free because I love it so much. How did your family react to you coming out? That's a tricky question as well. Generally, it was okay. Like my parents weren't angry or yelled at me or disowned me, or like it was nothing crazy like that. But it still took them a while to get used to the idea of me being trans and kind of like reorganizing their brain and not thinking of me as like their daughter. So that first initial phase after coming out was really hard because I felt very misunderstood, and I think they also felt misunderstood, and yeah, it was difficult. They were always kind of like, yeah, we accept you, it's okay if you feel that way, like you can talk to us and all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, and I know it was because they were concerned about me and they worried about me, but still they were very much like doubting the fact that I was trans and kind of saying like, oh, maybe you should go to therapy for longer, or maybe it's just a phase, or maybe it's like some childhood trauma that like if you think about it more you find out that you're not actually trans, and like all these possibilities, and I felt like they weren't really trying to understand me, and maybe they were, but that was just a really tough time. How did people react in school? I think this is also about me coming out as trans, I suppose. I wasn't in school anymore when I came out, so I never had to do this thing where you stand in front of the class and like tell everybody that you're trans. Thinking about that is already giving me anxiety, so I'm glad I never had to do that. I came out as trans when I was at university, and there you just have a lot of different seminars and lectures, and in most of the classes you don't even know your classmates. So I already introduced myself as Luka whenever I met new people, and the professors, I had to just email them in advance and told them to call me Luka and he, him pronouns and stuff like that. And that worked out really well. I think everybody was generally very supportive, and yeah, uni was good. What new countries are you planning on coming to? I've probably said this before like a million times, but my dream country to travel to is New Zealand. I don't know when exactly it's gonna happen, but it's gonna happen someday, definitely. And I'm gonna post like so many vlogs and like make videos about every tiny little thing, and it's gonna be really exciting. Most famous person that liked or commented on your TikTok. Okay, I don't know if this was the most famous person, but the one I got most excited about. I think if you're from Germany, you've probably seen her before. It's this girl, I think she's from Vietnam, and she moved to Germany to live with her boyfriend and study and stuff like that. And she makes really funny videos like making fun of Germans and German culture and just living in Germany, and she's so cool. I think she just commented like a heart emoji or something, but still it made my day. It was really cool. Okay, this next question is very interesting. So, you posted a story while running through a forest. Do you feel more safe after your transition or ever felt unsafe? I've never really thought about that, because first of all, the forest where I go to when I go for my runs, usually there are a lot of other people there, and I feel very safe. You know, there's just some families and some people walking their dogs and some other people like cycling or running as well. But I think if you go to a forest that you're really unfamiliar with and where it's kind of like empty and kind of like it's a scary vibe sometimes. And I think now as a guy I feel pretty safe, especially when I go for a run, because like if somebody's trying to attack me, I'll just run away. I'm probably faster than them, but unfortunately that's so true. I think if I was still presenting as female, I would be way more scared of like running in the forest by myself. Okay, last question now, because I feel like the video is already too long anyways. Basically, there were a lot of questions asking me if I prefer cats or dogs, or if I have any pets, and like similar questions. Sadly, I don't have a pet. I have actually never had a pet in my entire life. My parents were always very much against that, and I guess I was also never pushy enough to convince them to get a pet. But I am definitely a dog person. I adore a dog so much, and I just wish I had one myself. And I'm probably gonna get one myself, like when I'm older and I live in a house and I'm more settled. I think I would just have so much fun like going for a walk with my dog every morning, or like going for a run together and just cuddling, and yeah. So thank you guys for watching. I had a lot of fun answering all your questions, so let's do it again sometime. If you want to be part of the next Q&A, you should definitely go and follow me on Instagram. Yes, this is a very sneaky way of getting you to follow me on Instagram. Or you could always leave your questions and thoughts in the comments below. So I guess that was the video. Hope you're having a good day. Subscribe. See you next week. Bye.